Hey y'all, I'm out on my walk and I'm taking you with me. Um, I was just thinking about my life, which I think about it a lot. And just realizing, just thinking about all the things that I've survived and I've overcome, days I didn't think I was going to make it, things I didn't think I was going to overcome, just so much. And the opportunity of life is so valuable, and what we do with it from moment to moment makes so much of a difference. I have reminded myself to be on a greater level of gratefulness, and it is amazing. I'm realizing, in spite of everything that I have been through, sorry, you may hear the wind, that I am so blessed and fortunate. I haven't done as much as some, but I've done more than a few. I love different places. I've met people at all walks of life in different cities and different industries, including entertainment. I've had the chance to be on stage, musicals and so forth, and I just pause and think about the great things in my life. And with that in mind, just watching the traffic, okay. And with that in mind, I just think about the fact that I am happy in spite of everything that's going on. Y'all, this financial thing, yeah, it broke me. And of course, because I thought I'd be in a different place at this point in my life. Didn't work out that way. I'm okay with that. Not having sad days or anything anymore. Just something about getting that out just kind of set me free. No, not kind of, but did set me free. And I know, anyway, so let me let that thought pass. But I think about everything that I have survived and gotten through that I didn't think I was going to make it. One thing that stands out, I know people always talk about, how Memphis is a rough city, but it's no worse than anywhere else. There's crime everywhere. And when I look at the city, I see so much potential. I see the music, I see the entertainment, I see the arts. It is a beautiful city. Like any other place, it has challenging neighborhoods, it has challenging people, and it has crime. That's just the world we live in, and you can't escape it. Sometimes I think we believe we can. But in spite of all of that, it is still a good place. And I'm happy here. I don't know. My hope and prayer is that I will be here in the area, that there will be no more moving in my life, unless I'm moving into a house for good, and I'm believing for that. But it is a good city. And I just got to think about some of the memories that I have here. I remember, and I don't know if any of you all are from Memphis or the area, but I remember working at Liberty Land. And I can't remember the name of the roller coaster. It was a wooden roller coaster. It wasn't the steel ones that we have now that are so high. I want to say the Ricket Picket, something that rhymed. But I remember working at Liberty Land and working at the park. Great group of people who I missed. I miss a lot. But it was interesting. I was in the area the other day and I was driving through. And I thought, man, 20, 30 years ago, maybe I was here, and I was right before I packed up and went to New York to do theater, and just working with some wonderful people. Had my camera back then and was taking pictures. Was doing a little bit of journalism because that was my major, and how supportive they were. Even when I moved to New York, I remember the lady I worked for, and I think her name was Cindy, but just, she sent me some homemade peanut brittle, and it was so good, and gifts, and her and Karen and just the staff, how they kept in touch and encouraged me. Those kind of people are hard to find, where they support you unconditionally, where they're not judging you, where they're not telling you that, why would you, or asking you, why would you want to do that? Have you lost your mind? I may have, but I still went to New York and loved it. So that is one of my fond memories, working with them, working the marketing department, helping them in whichever way, whatever way I could, each and every way I could. That's one of my fond memories. I remember my best friend from middle school, who I still keep in touch with. Hey, Ronnie, if you should see this. I remember her children being born. I remember, well, let me back up. I remember the day she got married and all the wonderful things that happen on your wedding day that you hope will be perfect, but don't necessarily turn out perfect. And then her having her children and being there for the birth and praying that everything went well and everything went smoothly. That's a fond memory for me. And just, getting to know and hanging out with her family. So Memphis has been good for me and to me. And I think that's why when I feel like I need a reset, when the world seems to be losing its mind, I always find myself back here. I've been back 3 times, I believe. The first time, I can't remember where I moved from, but second time was when I got married and my ex had an opportunity here. And then this recent time, just leaving Atlanta because I couldn't, felt like I couldn't catch my breath. But I believe God's timing is perfect. So Memphis has been good for me and to me. Sometimes I wish that, my prayer is that people here would see it, that leadership would see it. But there's so many hurdles here in this city. But I do have many fond memories. Even simple stuff like getting out to walk. I remember I was here during COVID. And, got a little stir crazy, a little cabin fever. I was like, I got to get up out of here. So I was a runner, or I would walk. And I would just get out and walk the neighborhood. And it was weird not seeing many people out. And then, as we got a little deeper into it, people started, getting out and walking. And I would see people, and I'd look. And, of course, we kept safe and cross the street, make sure nobody breathed or coughed on anybody. But just speaking to people and how courteous and kind people were during that period of time. My desire, is to see this city flourish, to see this city even become a film mecca. I don't know if I want it as big as Atlanta, but there is so much here in the city. My desire is, if I've given a chance to produce my own stuff here in the city, it is great. Speaking of which, I did work, I don't know if I ever talked about it. We talk about film, and that's another upside. When I came back in August of last year, 2024, I thought that I would not have any opportunities here. I knew we have a film commission, But when I got here in August, I think September maybe, I had the chance to work as a PA and did it. And I ended up being used in the background, which sometimes happens on independent films. But it was a great opportunity. I enjoyed myself, worked with great people. And that's what I love behind the scenes, because I learn so much more. It's an opportunity to watch other actors and their craft and learn from them and how they respond. So that is another upside of being here and the fortune that I've had here. It was great to have that job, make the money, but my happiness has been in the simple things. Change hands because that arm is getting tired. Is the simple things that I've had the chance to do, and that's working with great people. Can't take that away. I hope y'all can hear me okay, but can't take that away at all. Wouldn't change it for the world. What's next? I don't know. And there's the motorcycle. I don't know. But in the meantime, I am here to support my city in hopes that I can be a blessing to the environment, to the people here. I believe if I'm here, if I've been brought back here as many times as I have, that there is a purpose, there's a plan. And it just may be an opportunity, as I call it, nesting. I don't know why that word comes to mind, to get my feet on the ground and get some things together. But I am grateful for my city. I'm happy, regardless of what my situation may or may not be, because I actually, honestly, I have so much. I've taken some things for granted, but I have so much. So I just wanted to express how grateful I am and say I don't know where you are. I don't know what city you're in. I don't know where you're going, what you want, what your desires are. But don't give up. Please don't quit. Find those happy moments. Find those things to memorialize, those good things. Everybody has challenges. Everybody makes mistakes. We all fall short. We do things we wish we hadn't done. We have our regrets. Maybe some of y'all don't, but most people I know sometimes say, if woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I am encouraging you, wherever you are, wherever you're living, however you're living, find at least one moment out of the day and pinpoint it. Write it down, make a list, look back on it to remind yourself of the good things and the good times. And I'll close with this. One of the things that I did once upon a time, I haven't done as much this year, is for about 3 years straight, I kept a jar, and every time something I thought was good, it didn't matter how small, that happened in my day, I would write it down on some kind of card, and I would put it in this jar. And if I was having a bad day, I would go to my jar, I would take it out, and I would read the items. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but that's why I say write it down so that you can remember it. It just, sometimes when things are going wrong and I'm talking to myself, we can so focus on what is going wrong instead of what is going well. And I'm even having to retrain myself in that. So write it down, memorialize it, regardless of where you are in your life. I'm praying for you the best, each of you. I'm praying for that whatever you're going through, that your mindset will shift and that you won't be imprisoned, but that you will memorialize those great things, those things you've accomplished, those things you didn't think you'd overcome, the things that you've let go of, boundaries you've set. And I know it's like, boundaries? Yes. We are trying to live the best lives we can. All right, y'all. I just wanted to share. Being happy is up to you and no one else. I am Celeste Jonay. Thanks for joining me on my walk. Speak your truth. Live with transparency. You will see the triumph. Bye, y'all.